cards out on the different, everybody ready to go on the, so I'll put the cards out, okay, and they shouldn't get moved around, but if they do, I mean, right here is gonna be kidney, say like kidney. I'll put some cards over here if I want the nephron. Can you kind of follow me on that? If you see a card that says renal corpuscle, it's talking about this one. Okay, it says corpuscle of kidney. So which one are we talking about? So for right here, let's start with the kidney. Okay, so it starts with, the first thing is renal vein. So y'all good with the blue one? Okay, coming in. Okay, it'll be actually leaving, but there's the renal vein. Y'all good with that one? Over here then, renal. What's the one coming in with the blood? Renal artery. You got the little tube taking it out. Ureter. This area right in here, renal pelvis. That's the renal pelvis. Okay, right through there. Y'all good on that one? All right, the calyx, remember these little cups that are catching the urine? There's your calyx, okay? That little part right there. The renal pyramid, y'all good with the pyramids? You okay with those? Okay, going through there. Interlobar, remember, they're between the pyramids, between the lobes. So here's interlobar artery, red one, the blue one, interlobar vein, okay? Going through there. The ones that make the arch, arcuate. So the red ones, arcuate arteries, the blue ones in, arcuate what? Veins going through there, okay? And so you can follow these things over here. Even if it's not listed, it's good to kind of know. If you see this red and the blue, they're in between, what would those be? Interlobar, okay? What would these be? Arcuate. These coming in, interlobular. You're kind of following me? Because you just zoomed in, okay? But going back to this one then, okay, we have our interlobar, we have our arcuate. Now, what are these little ones coming up here then? Interlobular. Interlobular. The red ones, the arteries, the blue ones. You'd have them all over. They just kind of, to keep it from getting too busy. They got the blue ones, okay? Interlobular, okay? All this outside strip, cortex. All the inside stuff, medulla. Okay, the papilla coming through here. Remember, that's a little tip, essentially, of the pyramid. See a little kind of white tip? See, like right over here? Okay, the white little tip, papilla. You'll see some even peeking through from over there. Capsule, that's talking about the renal capsule, just the whole outside. See a little kind of skin? Okay, right through there, renal capsule. And that kind of spongy tissue in the medulla, between the pyramids, renal column, okay? All right, so far so good on those. That covers all that part. And then some of that stuff will carry over here. This is the nephron again, if it has a little card, index card right there. So again, remember the renal corpuscle is gonna be both, what's the little red stuff? Glomerulus. Here's the glomerulus, okay? Glomerulus, glomerulus. The outside, Bowman's capsule. The outside part of the shell. Both together, okay, renal corpuscle, renal corpuscle. Following that? So here's the, both parts, renal corpuscle. Watch just the red part again, glomerulus, and just the outside shell, Bowman's capsule. Sounds good. Then you got the one, which one's always draining it? Proximal or distal? Proximal. Proximal is gonna always drain it. You can see how it flips sides on you? So you can't always go with left, right, that sort of business. Look at it and see, even on something like here, okay, you can see the one that's draining it's right there, proximal. The one that's draining it, even, I wouldn't ask it over here, it's too little, but you could still see. See the one leaving? Proximal. See the one leaving here? Proximal. But see it flip sides, proximal tubule. See it's draining that sink right there? Proximal tubule, okay, coming through there. You got your loop of Henle. Okay, so you always know if it's coming through here, it's coming this way, so that must be the descending. There's a little thin piece. This must be which one then? The ascending, the thick one coming through there. Okay, so you kind of good going through there. That gets into then the distal tubule, distal convoluted tubule. Okay, it enters into this collecting tube or collecting duct. Okay, that's the thing that's going like this right here. So you can see it. Again, I wasn't asking on this side of it, but can you see it? That's a good practice to go from here to here to here and back and forth. See as much as you can even if it's listed or not, it'll be these names, but that just kind of gives you a good feel, make sure you know what you're dealing with. The other thing then, you can see, what were these again? It's not listed, but what's that red one right there? Interlobar artery. What's the ones that are like right here? Arcuate coming through here. And see how these branch up? This is interlobular. These are these interlobular. See, interlobular? If you have things branching off of them, here it goes into the glomerulus, afferent, okay, leaves, efferent. And see this area in here? That's a good example of paratubular capillaries. Paratubular capillaries, okay? Anything like a little branch coming off or a root, okay, technically it would be, this is the vasa recta, but okay, it's kind of still, they're wrapped around those tubes. So they're top of paratubular. Are you good with that? Okay, so if I ask you on the test, what would you put on this one? Paratubular capillaries, okay? Here's our renal corpuscle. It's talking about the whole thing. So what's this? So we got Bowman's capsule and glomerulus. Okay, so you'll get with those two. Glomerulus, Bowman's capsule. What's the thicker hose coming in? Afferent, okay? The smaller one going out? Efferent, okay? All right. See those little kind of, these cells, it's kind of like this, like it's a 9, it's like a G. See those little kind of polka dots? Okay, that's the cell, okay? Kind of the nucleus of the podocytes. That's podocytes. So if you see any of these things like that, it's like it would be on both sides. It's like a snake skin, they just took it off on this side. But see this kind of skin on the outside? Podocytes. And I'll probably go just with the polka dots right there in the middle. Okay, that's again, but it's a whole little extensions coming on. All right. See how this swings back by? So which one was this one that was draining? Proximal or distal? Proximal. The one that comes back by, okay, in this situation will be more distal. Okay, so distal coming through there, it's going to communicate with this part of the afferent. So all this sort of stuff is juxtaglomerular apparatus. Just checking on things before it leaves. What I'll do on the test, just this kind of lip-looking thing, I'll count that as the juxtaglomerular apparatus. You'll see that? These kind of lips. And I'll count that as the distal. Okay, going through there. All right. Man, I think that's it then. So, yeah, it covers everything you need to know for the test.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, hope that'll help you out. Double check and study on it, and let me know on Tuesday if you want to double check on some things too, okay?
Awesome.